What's up, Taiwan? I'm Liao with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. U.S. President Donald Trump has announced he's slapping Canada, Mexico, and China with tariffs, marking the beginning of a new trade war.
Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
A trade war is brewing in North America. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announces he's retaliating against recently announced U.S. trade measures. On Saturday, U.S. President Donald Trump ordered tariffs against Mexico, Canada, and China. He says it's in response to the flow of deadly synthetic painkiller fentanyl into the U.S. from Mexico and Canada, with China as a supplier.
The president will be implementing tomorrow a 25% tariffs on Mexico, 25% tariffs on Canada, and a 10% tariff on China for the illegal fentanyl that they have sourced and allowed to distribute into our country.
Tariffs are taxes that importers must pay to bring in foreign goods, meaning American businesses will pay more to bring in products from targeted countries. These additional costs are often passed on to the consumer, resulting in higher prices, or businesses take the brunt at the expense of their profits. Trump is using tariffs to gain leverage over Canada, Mexico, and China. Trudeau says he's working with Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, who's also said Mexico will retaliate against Trump's orders with tariff and non-tariff measures to protect Mexican interests, a move labor unions hope will be enough.
Esperemos que el gobierno mexicano, la presidente Claudia Sheinbaum, logre hacer una negociación pues que sea benéfica para ambos países, ya que el llevar a cabo esta estrategia de los aranceles pues pudiera generar al menos una desaceleración económica y en el peor de los casos hasta una recesión.
Meanwhile, China's embassy in Washington says there are no winners in a trade war. Trump has fired the first shot in this trade war, and both Canada and Mexico have responded in kind. With hundreds of billions of dollars worth of trade on the line, the North American economy now hangs in the balance. Devin Tsai and Liao for TaiwanPlus. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has arrived in Panama on his first official trip as the U.S.'s top diplomat. Rubio will meet with Panamanian President Jose Raul Molino to discuss U.S. President Donald Trump's demands to take control of the Panama Canal. Protesters opposed to Trump's plan clashed with the police in the Central American country's capital ahead of the meeting. Rubio is also set to visit several other Central American and Caribbean countries, where he is expected to discuss the Trump administration's plan to repatriate migrants. A Chinese vessel has been spotted in Taiwan's restricted waters. The Coast Guard spotted tugboat Yuntong 301 sailing close to Taiwan's west coast on Saturday. Though the boat is not a naval vessel, experts say the maneuver is part of China's gray zone warfare tactics to put pressure on Taiwan.
好像不是军事的手段，但其实事实上就是要实行未来的这个军事冲突做准备。假设可能有开战的这种行为的话，那他们可能就会派出大量的这种民用的这个商船来去破坏我们周遭的硬体设施。
Taiwan's Coast Guard said that it monitored the vessel throughout its transit. 3 more Israeli hostages and dozens of Palestinian prisoners have been released as part of a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. But as Louise Watt now reports, the relief felt by one newly freed father is bittersweet.
After 15 months in captivity in Gaza, Argentinian-Israeli Yarden Bibas is reunited with his parents. But it's a bittersweet celebration for the 35-year-old. He has been released without his wife and 2 young sons, who were kidnapped by Hamas alongside him. Hamas has said the 3 were killed in an Israeli airstrike, but Israel has not confirmed that.
ירדן שב הביתה. אך רעייתו שירי וילדיו אריאל וכפיר טרם שבו. אנחנו מחפשים אותם כבר תקופה ארוכה. מתחקים אחר עקבותיהם וחוקרים את שעלה בגורלם.
before he was taken, Kafir just 9 months old, the youngest of the roughly 250 people taken by Hamas fighters on October the 7th, 2023. The attack sparked a war that has killed more than 47,000 Palestinians, according to Gaza health authorities. Now there's a ceasefire in place between Israel and Hamas. As part of that deal, prisoner and hostage exchanges. In the latest, Hamas freed Bibas and 2 other male hostages. And Israel released more than 180 Palestinian prisoners. As the hostage and prisoner exchanges continue, Israelis call for the release of all the hostages. More than 70 remain in Gaza, around half of them presumed dead, according to Israel. Some families are worried the ceasefire will not hold because of political factors.
We, the families waiting for our loved ones to be released in the next phases, are very concerned. We turn and address US President Donald Trump. Mr. President, sir, we are deeply concerned that the extremists in the coalition and Netanyahu are attempting to sabotage the deal.
With each hostage who comes home, a reminder of those who haven't, and of the long road ahead to end this war for good. James Lin and Louise Watt for TaiwanPlus.
Thousands of people are being urged to move to higher ground in northeastern Australia because of deadly floods. One person has died in the flooding in Queensland caused by torrential rains. Australia's weather forecaster says up to 30 centimeters of rain is likely to fall in 24 hours. While the rest of the world prepares for romance on Valentine's Day, flower farms in Ecuador are gearing up for bloom season. Demand for the country's famous roses continues to grow in Europe and the US. Bryn Thomas reports.
In the run-up to Valentine's Day, between January 18th and February 8th, things become twice as busy at Ecuador's Quito airport, as it struggles to meet international demand for their country's famous flowers.
De movimiento de carga debido a la fiesta de San Valentín. Nuestros principales socios comerciales de Estados Unidos y Europa tienen la buena costumbre de recibir mucha flor en estos días, así que se duplica la capacidad, se duplican las operaciones de aerolínea y también la producción de las fincas.
In 2024, Ecuador exported 26,000 metric tons of flowers, mostly to the US and Europe, setting records at Quito airport. Ecuador's government says flowers and famously roses are among its main exports.
Las rosas ecuatorianas son exportadas a todos los continentes, a sitios realmente lejanos como es la Siberia rusa, como es Australia.
Workers at a Quito-based floriculture company select the tallest, prettiest roses for export. They say their size makes them the best.
De la cabeza que tiene es la más grande del mundo y eso se da porque se cultiva a varios metros sobre el nivel del mar. Esta finca, por ejemplo, está ubicada a 3,200 metros sobre el nivel del mar.
Demand for these roses continues to grow, just like the flowers themselves. Airport forecasts predict 3 to 5% growth in demand in 2025 alone. So, as the rest of the world gets ready for love, those in Ecuador's flower market get ready for boom season. Joseph Wu and Bryn Thomas for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan is working to protect a rare dragonfly species found only in central Taiwan's mountainous Nantou County. Our reporter Sandy Chi explains.
Known for its distinctive small and bright abdomen, this is the Xianhong Qingting, the slim red dragonfly. It's a species endemic to Taiwan and only found in the country's mountainous county of Nantou.
目前发现只有鱼池、埔里、国姓才有，我觉得这是一个宝。
Already considered a rare species, the insect is facing habitat loss, as it relies on land slowly being developed.
譬如说，我们在原来调查的40个栖地点里头，其实也有不少，其实面临到原来的湿地是整个都被填平，然后盖了房子的。
To protect the dragonfly, the government is teaming up with volunteers to conduct ecological surveys and promote its conservation.
我们可能也会做一些志工的一些培训呐，或者是公民科学家，然后就是持续帮我们做监测，还有一些保育的宣导。
Nantou is home to more than half of Taiwan's 160 species of dragonflies. With the government working with the local community, there is growing hope that this rare species may one day thrive in the area, making Nantou a safe haven for these special creatures. Patrick Chen and Sani Chi for TaiwanPlus.
Lunar New Year is a time when families get together in the warmth of their homes. But how do those without a place to live or a family to celebrate with survive the chilly winter months? Reese Ayers takes a guided tour of Taipei with a man who used to live on its streets.
往日甜蜜有多少，欢笑有多少，如今已不在我们身边了。
Always dressed to impress, the super slick Uncle Liang serenades his customers in a park in Taipei's historic Wanhua district, after leading them on a tour of the streets he used to call home.
拿到麦当劳，你知道吗？我就塞在麦当劳的椅子下面，好，出去玩一玩，回去再去拿。
Liang spent much of his adult life homeless, getting by with odd jobs and the help of local charities. But now, at 70 years old, Liang works as a tour guide, earning enough money to rent his own place. But if you join one of Liang's tours, don't expect to visit famous sites like Taipei 101. Instead, he'll show you the city as experienced by its homeless community and share his own stories of the difficulties of life on the streets.
一个没地方洗澡，哈，一个身上没钱，哈，一个又没有物质的来源。
During the 90-minute walking tour, Liang shows us some key locations for the homeless community, including clothes markets, social gathering spots, and some of his personal favourite cheap eats. These tours do more than simply provide Liang with a stable source of income. With the help of a local NGO, they're designed to educate the public about homelessness.
老实说，我觉得最简单的一件事情就是大家对无家者不要有那么多的所谓的偏见或污名，因为大家都会觉得说无家者是都不工作啊等等。但其实，在街头上的人哦，其实7、8成都是有工作，只是他们的工作所谓是比较不稳定的工作。
And for those who join the tour, it can also help them see the city in a new light.
介绍的很多东西跟我的生活或者是书上写的万华是完全不一样的。 所以我可以得到很多资讯啊。
Official estimates put Taipei's homeless community at around 600 to 700 people, though NGOs think the true figure is likely higher. Often in the absence of family members to lean on, the homeless community here rely on help from each other and from charities like the Homeless Taiwan Association, who provide a range of support and services. And when the winter months roll around, that community support is more necessary than ever, not only to survive the elements, but also to provide social comfort as families across the country gather to celebrate the Lunar New Year.
像无家者都有认识的嘛，都会邀在一起啊，去买点酒哈，在这边庆祝一下，让人感觉有一种家的感觉。
因为大家过年都是一家人团聚嘛，他们可能就是孤零零的。但是今天看下来这样的情况，他们可能互相之间都已经是朋友，他们可能已经成为一家人这样。
Every year, partnering with a local restaurant, the Homeless Taiwan Association puts on a New Year banquet, a welcome treat for a community who are seldom afforded such luxuries.
其实我在这边也是认识了很多朋友，因为唱歌的关系嘛，自然而然就会认识到朋友。
While Taiwan's total homeless population may be small compared to most countries, they remain a misunderstood and even sometimes feared group of individuals, and many of them struggle with physical or mental difficulties. Through their unique city tours, Uncle Liang and the Homeless Taiwan Association invite the public to take a more compassionate view, particularly at a time of year that's all about togetherness. Karma Xu and Reese Ayers for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Leslie Liao. Take care and wishing you a happy Year of the Snake.